Now, here's where it gets really, really special. Janet Jackson herself will talk to you on the phone if you are the winning bidder. A private, confidential, and unrecorded audio phone conversation will be had with you, the winning bidder, about the personal meaning of this truck and what it meant to Janet. What a wonderful and rare and unique opportunity. Plus, you'll have this truck to enjoy and pass down for generations. It's in a beautiful condition. We are at 50,000. Do I have any advanced at 55? 70 has been looking for 75. 75, now 80.
Who's that?
There's 90,000, now 100. We need to do 100. Come back at 100,000. Even 100. Looking for a bid of 90. Looking for a bid of 100,000 going once. Looking for a bid of 100,000 going twice. We're at 90,000 live in person here in Beverly Hills. This beautiful Janet Jackson pickup truck looking for 100,000. Last time, final chance and final offer. We're at 90, looking for 100, and I have.
I did want to give a message to Janet now that I'm going to stop crying. I just want to tell her that she has touched so many people's lives, and she really is the reason I'm standing here today on more than one occasion. And that's why it makes me so emotional. Okay. Let me talk to y'all a little bit about this, okay? I appreciate all the messages in the, it makes my eyes well up to watch it. This happened, I appreciate all the messages in the chat. This happened 3.5 years ago. It is the introduction to my book, Your First Million. If you ever read the book, if you haven't, it's the introduction to it. And I'm going to tell you a little inside information. So when it happened, they brought this video crew out because I think Janet was filming a reality show at the time, or a documentary at the time. Still may do. And I cried my butt off. But let me tell you why I was crying, and I'll tell you more about the actual bid and why 90,000 turned into 112,000, etc. The reason I was crying was, yes, I got this vehicle from my longtime hero since I was 14, Janet Jackson. Yes, it was a big moment. I cried. I promise you, I did not cry because of Janet. I cried. Well, no, part of it was Janet, like I said at the end, because she has meant so much to me. But I cried because 7 years prior to that date, I was sleeping on the floor of an airport in San Francisco, not knowing when I would eat next. And then out there I was, sitting wearing my same hoodie, wearing my style, no makeup, COVID hair. And I was bidding against, they had Christina Aguilera and a Kardashian was on the phone. And other people were on the phone from all over the world. And then there were people in the gallery. I was the only one in the gallery who was bidding. And I was able to even be in the mix. I said there's a 50% chance I'll get this. So it wasn't for me like, oh, I got this truck, although the truck was wonderful to get. And the phone call, you get a 15-minute phone call with Janet, which I had, was wonderful. It was the fact of, look where I came from and look where I am. And that, it was a very personal thing. I even went to it by myself. I went the day before because it was a 2-day auction. I went the day before so I could get the feel of things. I had never been to a live auction before. That wasn't like a silent one on a table. So I went before just to see what it was like and say, oh, okay, cool. I practiced, I bid on something. And then I was there and I was like, this is for me. And then I did have that call with Janet that was under NDA, where she told me why this truck in particular, besides it being absolutely gorgeous, was so important to her. And if you were at Your First Million Live 2024, I put that truck on stage for a day and a half because it was such a powerful symbol. And after that, I got to meet with Janet twice. We met in Cincinnati after she played. We went to her show. We went to her stadium show in front of, I don't know how many tens of thousands, 40, 50,000 people. And then they escorted us backstage because she wanted to meet me. I had met her before, like in passing, but I hadn't met her. During the event, during the auction, after it happened, someone walked up to me and hugged me. A black woman hugged me. And then she sat down. And then later on, she came up to me and she said, I work with Janet, and I have been texting Janet this whole time, and she is so proud of you. And she showed me a text from Janet that said, a black woman? How cool is that? So she was happy that that happened too. Who's feeling me? Now, the reason I showed you this is not to brag, even though I do like to brag, and I think you all should too. It's this. It was $90,000 bid, but they charge a fee, which I knew about. They charge a fee that's called a convenience fee. It's the largest convenience fee I've ever seen. It was $22,000. So I ended up paying $112,000, but I could, after being homeless 7 years prior. So my question to you is, what is something you'd spend $112,000 on if you had it extra to spend? I want you to type that in the chat or think about it for yourself. If it was just extra, it could be for yourself, it could be giving it away, it could be whatever you want. I'm loving the answers now. Let's get you there. This is why I do what I do. Let's get you there. Doesn't have to be something that you only look at from afar. Do you believe that? Do you believe that this could be yours? Like, it doesn't have to be just a few people getting this. I'm an outlier. They call me an outlier. But that's just, I'm making the blueprint. It's easy to follow. So I want to start with the 1K blueprint. A lot of us are, and this is not a bad thing, but a lot of us are selling things that cost $10, $27, $5, PDFs, things like that. That is not a bad thing, especially with a strategy. But everybody here who's live, everybody here who's watching the replay could have a $1,000 or more offer. If you already have this, just add a zero to it. If you have a $1,000 offer and you're like, I've already done that, just add a zero to it and say, do I have a $10,000 offer? And if you have a $10,000 offer, I again invite you to add a zero, because I have a $1,000 offer, a $10,000 offer, a $100,000 offer, and I even have a $1,000,000 offer that I haven't sold yet, but I have it for corporations and for very high net worth individuals. So why not you? So we'll start with the $1,000. Anybody excited about the $1,000 offer, understanding by the end of this call how you can have one? If you think about in our sprint that we're doing, a lot of people, 100-day sprint to the end of the year, right? We're in day 91, 90 or so, counting backwards. A lot of people have said to me, my goal is to make 5,000, or my goal is to make 10,000 in these 90 days, in these 100 days. And then a lot of people are doing that $100 deal. So they're going to sell 100 of these, which I think you can do. I'm teaching that way too. I think you can do 100 phone calls at $100. I think that can happen. But imagine you only had to sell to 10 people instead. That's right, Laura. I invite you to add a zero. Imagine you only had to sell to 10 people. And if you had a $10,000 offer, imagine you only had to sell to one. But we're going to do the 1K. This is how to create and sell a life-changing offer in 7 days. Come on. Come on, y'all. And y'all just saw, if you were here a few minutes ago, you just saw me do what? Say it in the chat for anybody who is just getting here. What did you just see me do? So what we're talking about during this sprint and during this conversation is having one clear offer, one clear buyer, and one clear path to payment. One clear offer, one clear buyer, one clear path to payment. Why this lesson? Why now? Because most of the people I consult have the expertise, the story, and the drive, but still don't have a $1,000 offer running. So let's change that. What makes a 1K offer work? A great 1K offer is something that you're going to start thinking through this. Now we're going to have some pieces here to help you think through this. But just start thinking about, if I've never sold $1,000 offer before, what's that going to look like? It's something that is going to, for someone else, going to solve a specific time-sensitive problem, urgent problem. It's positioned around transformation, not time. So it's a transformation that you're going to give them, not I'm giving you 6 weeks or we're going to do this over 90 days. It's easier to explain than to ignore. So my 100-day sprint, I came up with something yesterday. I forgot it already, but something like make $10,000 by the end of the year is better than 100-day sprint. Make $10,000 fast is better than by the end of the year. Right? Because we're not talking about the time that they're going to have to put into it. We're talking about the transformation. It's easier to explain than to ignore. So when you know you have a great $1,000 offer, it is because it's easier for you to explain than for people to ignore it. So we're going to go through some steps. Y'all ready? Step 1, pick the problem. By the way, who's excited about this? I'm excited. There's energy in the room today. I think that video kicked things off well. There's some energy in this room. Step 1 is you're going to pick the problem. What's the pain point your audience would pay to remove today? And if you don't know these things, don't get stuck at a specific step. Just write it down or take note of it and come back to it. So you're not going to say, I'm going to grow your business. I'm going to grow your business. You're going to say, you're going to finally launch your course after 6 months of stalling. You're going to book your first paid speaking gig in 30 days. And actually, book your first paid speaking gig in 30 days is a really good YouTube title, because unlike offers, YouTube titles do work well with days. I think I even put that in my today's video. YouTube titles like in certain amount of days. So add that to your YouTube video title. This is a little side tip for you. Doing something, so instead of saying book your first paid speaking gig, say it in a certain amount of days and then follow through on that. If you hear anything during this call that has helped you, that gives you a new way of thinking of something or something you didn't know before, I want you to type the word GEM, G-E-M, like the name of our water brand and our functional beverage brand, GEM, G-E-M, more on that later. I want you to type that in the chat to let me know so I'll know what's resonating with you. So step 2, you're going to decide on the delivery mechanism. $1,000 offers do not need to be complicated. Oh, we're working on that right now inside of our premium sprint, and it is so not complicated. Because what we care more about is having a way for people to pay us, right? Having a way for people to get the value that we give them. So we're talking about, okay, here's a sales page or here's a DM, and then here's how we're going to do it. We're not going to have to go spend money and rent out a hall and do all these kind of things or get a co-working spot, and then we're going to dig this ditch. No, we're going to jump on a Zoom call, and I'm going to deliver value for you. So examples would be one-on-one sessions on Zoom, on your phone, etc. 1-day deep dive, also known as a VIP day. A 2-week accelerator, a 4-week live cohort. Step 3 is build the stack. So start with the core transformation and then layer on your templates, your mechanism of communication that could be Voxer. Some people use that. I use audio on my iPhone for some clients, for some high ticket clients. Email access is another great way. School is a wonderful way to do it. You could even have a school that you're not using for like publicly. You're using it for like, this is how you get your stuff if you're a member of mine or a client of mine. Bonus trainings and resources you already have. Think about the last best thing you paid for when it comes to leveling up your business, your personal life. What was the way that you enjoyed getting that delivered to you? You can kind of replicate that. So step 4 is you're going to have to name it right. So the naming of your offer is part of your marketing. You want it to be more clear than clever. Clever is good, but sometimes when people do too clever, it's confusing. And confused buyers do not buy. Confused minds do not know what to buy. So you'd rather have it be very straightforward, a little clinical, a little boring, than to be so clever that it doesn't really call out to your ideal customer. You want to hint at a transformation or say it outright. And you also want to match the energy and the vibe of your audience. That's another really important thing that some people do not do, is they think so much about what they like and what how they talk, and they forget how their audience talks. So an example would be launch and land, the quiet confidence package, the 5K weekend intensive. Like these are not like the coolest names in the world, right? But they tell you what's going to happen. So step 5, pre-sell it now. Don't wait to build the full thing. Ooh, I'm gonna save somebody a lot of time right now. Some say 1 or 2 people right now, you are getting ready to put in weeks of work that you do not need to put in. You do not have to, like say you're doing a course. You don't have to build a 10-part, 10-hour course before you start to sell it for more than one reason. Same thing with a school. You don't have to create everything that's going to go in the school before you start to sell it. And in fact, it's better, often better, for you to sell it first and then build it out, because you're usually wrong by a little bit about what your audience and customers want. So for instance, let me show you what real quick. I'll do this as an example. Give me a second to find it. So for instance, we are doing, I don't know if y'all saw this yesterday. I'm going to show you like real time that I'm doing exactly what I'm teaching you. So we just launched Ariel's Bowling Academy for Ariel Robinson. Okay. She's awesome. She's a bowling fanatic. She's really, really good. She bowled a 257 on a Tuesday afternoon a couple of weeks ago with me. And she's also teaching us how to just get more points. So actually, I'm in this one. You get to see me. That's a great, flattering picture. But you get to see me learn from her. I don't know. Yeah, you get to see me learn and get better at bowling. So we just launched this yesterday. We launched it yesterday. It has 22 members. And we launched it with start here and a little bit of this demonstration and the family fun. We are already in the last, like in the first 24 hours after people started coming in, I then added the interview that I did with her, because I realized a lot of people are not going to see that interview from my YouTube that are her fans. Okay. So we added the video. So we added more to it. Then these videos, these 4 videos, 3 of these actually are only half of the video. So if you're in it already, we're adding another half of each video because we get to like a next part of it. That picture is going to be the end of me. Okay. So I say more coming this week because we're adding more to it. We're doing it. We didn't wait and say, oh, let's have it perfect and let's have all the videos. We just said, hey, there are more videos coming soon. And then we went in here and said, where are you starting from? And then I said, amazing launch day. What do you want to learn next? So we already have people asking very specific questions. Imagine if we had spent weeks or months building all this out and we were just like, oh yeah, we did it. We spent a bunch of money. We went and did everything and a bunch of time and wasted time. We wouldn't know that they wanted these questions asked. So what we're going to do with this, I have copied and pasted these questions verbatim into a notes pad. I'm going to get on a call with Ariel later this week or this weekend, and I'm going to interview her on Zoom with me off camera. We will then take those videos and cut them up. So this is what we're going to do over time. This is how you're going to have the best school. It's like we're going to have the best bowling school on school because we're going to be able to answer the questions that our audience has, that her audience has. I just put the link to that bowling school in the chat in case anybody wants to join it. It's very, very cool. Now, going back, does that make sense, everybody? I feel like everybody's on the same page with me when it comes to that. But you don't have to build the full thing. In fact, you want to make sure people are buying it. You want to make sure that it's worth it. Okay, so you have a little bit. Obviously, don't have just a blank page and it's like, hey, but you have a little bit. But that little bit, honestly, could just be, we're having our first live call in a week and a half or this date. Everybody sign up. And then, okay, one person signs up and you're like, okay, one person signed up, I'll do the call. And you put that call into, as your deliverable along with other things. Let's say nobody signs up. You ready? Let's say nobody signs up. If nobody signs up, nobody knows that nobody was there. Let's stay there for a moment. You hear me? If nobody signs up to your thing, then nobody knows that nobody was there. So you go out with confidence and say, I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to experiment. Yvonne says, Arlan, I am bawling right now because this is a godsend. This is godsend. I have been holding myself back for far too long, waiting for the perfect thing. I'm telling you, let me make sure I say this very clearly. Your integrity and your reputation are the most important parts of your business. Integrity is really important too, because sometimes reputation can be misconstrued. You can't control it as much, but you can control your integrity. So I am not saying to build something that is fake and never deliver on it or push it ahead months of. I'm not saying that. I'm saying do what startup founders do what the best engineers do, where you are experimenting in real time and building in public. And you're adapting to what your customer needs. Want to make sure that that was understood. So you can build while delivering. So what does this look like in real life? I just showed you a great example. Another example is, let's say you teach career transitions and your 1K offer is a 2-week coaching container. Your goal is to help clients update their resume, their LinkedIn, and then apply to 5 roles. You do bonuses as like a gift, especially if you do like payment plans where you say it's $1,000 or 3 payments of $400. Your bonus could be for people who pay it up front. And they get this interview script template and 3 review check-ins where others wouldn't. There's always a pay up front bonus idea that you could have. Thanks for all the love in the chat. So what do you want your 1K offer to be? For it to be just like a no-brainer offer. You want it to be life-changing. And if you can help somebody get a job, that's life-changing. If you can help somebody get out of their own way, declutter their mind or their home or their something, if you can help them transform. It doesn't have to be like their whole life. It just needs to be one thing that is urgent to them. You can also deliver this as one-on-ones, but you could also deliver it as a do it for you. So something that you do and then you hand it to them, physically or virtually. A website, some sort of report, some sort of service that's ongoing. It also needs to be repeatable so that it's not a fluke. It's something that you can sell this to more than one person, and also that person may need it more than one time. It's more advanced, but we're going to get into that later on in a different time, right? And that it's sellable now. Sometimes people come to me and they have an idea that it's actually really, really good, but the problem is that I ask them that they can't answer is why now? Why would somebody buy this now other than the other thing that they had the money earmarked for? Why is this a painkiller and not a vitamin? Painkiller is like, oh, I have a headache. I need something now. I need something that'll fix this. A vitamin is, I'll take it if I remember to take it, and it is helpful to me. And you can actually sell some great vitamins. There's some great examples, but we're talking about this 7-day 1K boom offer. Alona says, you already got me thinking. I'm tweaking my offer as you speak. Absolutely. Thanks, everybody. Another example, you teach skin care for women 40 plus. Your 1K offer could be a personal 3-step skincare plan plus a live one-on-one consult. And you might be saying, who's going to pay $1,000 for that? The hundreds and hundreds of thousands of women and men and other who make $100,000 plus and who would really like to present better. Maybe to them, and it's your job to show them why this works. Your job to tell them why. Maybe if they have better skin care and a better skin plan, they will feel more confident speaking on stages and therefore make more money and get more exposure. Maybe they'll feel confident going to live events to actually do deals. Maybe they'll feel more confident showing up on YouTube and therefore this, and that. There are ways that you can think through this for yourself. And then again, you might give them Voxer access. I do, if you want to have your phone number out there, I do phone number. It's just easier for me. You can even do like Instagram DMs, different things like that, WhatsApp, product list and demos. So like I know 30 women off the top of my head who would pay this price for the right offer. Like for this offer, packaged well, explained well, would pay that. You also wanted to solve overwhelm, save them money or time. Some people care more about saving time, especially people who are busy, who have sort of higher responsibilities. And also you want to give them confidence. Think about what I just said to you about this offer. This skincare offer. It solves overwhelm. They have not worked on their skin because they didn't know how, and maybe they were intimidated by it. Saves them money. They are buying the wrong products. They don't know exactly what to do with those products. And then when they buy products, they're wasting them. And then gives them confidence. Give a hell of a lot of confidence if you can get your skin right. Thank you, Angela. Angela says, this is so good. Thank you. So what if you don't feel ready? You're not alone. But let me tell you this. You are ready. If you've helped one person before, you can help one more for $1,000. That's just plain and simple. And let me be really honest with you, because I don't want to sugarcoat anything. I know we are all adults here. We can take all this. Most people would have done this on a $10,000 offer. And when I say most people, I feel like most of the people who are here right now or watching the replay consider themselves underestimated. That's the phrase I use when I'm talking about women, people of color, LGBTQ+, etc. We are out here, for the most part, playing small ball. Small ball. So if we got to break out of this, like, oh, $100, $10, we got to break out of it. Y'all saw that video earlier, right? Y'all saw that video earlier. That was $112,000. Do you think I made $112,000 extra to buy Janet Jackson's truck on a Wednesday afternoon or whatever by thinking small? By saying, oh, nobody's going to pay for anything, so let me go ahead and send this $3 ebook. No, I'm offending myself by saying it. No. So I need y'all to feel that way too. You're not going to be there today necessarily, but you can get there. You can get there. Where was I 10 years ago? It was beginning of October. 10 years ago, I had literally 10 years ago, 10 years ago and 1 month ago, I was sleeping on the floor of the San Francisco airport. That's where I was. Don't sell your time, package your value. So, what happens when you sell one of these? Your confidence increases. You get feedback that you can use. You iterate on that feedback, take some of it that you agree with and that you're listening to, and you're like, instinctually, that feels right, and throw away the rest because you can't just be at everybody's whim. But getting that feedback is invaluable. You attract more buyers because you have a better offer. Like every time you sell one of these, your offer gets better for it because you take note of what works and what doesn't. And then you're in business. Jojo said, what is the one thing you got out of the airport living that I never want to do that again? That is nothing good about it, nothing cool about it, wouldn't go back to it, that it sucked, and I don't want it for anybody else. That's more than one thing. If you want help packaging and selling this, that's what my premium 100-day sprint is built for. I help you craft your offer, build your landing page, write the emails that you're going to need to get 75% or so of those sales, and get your first buyers before New Year's Eve. Because we're talking about before the end of the year. Okay, I'm going to get you the link here. We're not playing around. We're not playing small ball. 1 second. We're not playing small ball. I'm putting the link in the chat if you want to join me. If you want to build this together with me. If you have questions, if you've been asking questions and you don't know how to do something, if you wonder if this will work or that will work, or if you're supposed to do this, that is what we're teaching. That is what is happening inside of the premium. That is what's happening. And Deborah wrote, I don't know where it is, so I'm not going to be able to find it to show you, but Deborah, who's in the sprint, wrote yesterday, I've been in the sprint for a week. It's already changed my business. She put that on another one of our comments. Tashawn says, Arlan, I need to hear this. Thank you for sharing. My birthday is tomorrow. The best birthday gift ever. Aviva says, I need help to craft my offer. Join this sprint. We spend the first 7 days crafting your offer. Let me see if you have any questions. And first, before you have any questions, tell me what your biggest takeaway was so far. What's your biggest takeaway? Think big, not small. Love that. Love all the birthday love that's everybody's getting. That's cool. Giving. No more playing small ball. Stop playing. That's the one that's resonating with y'all. Okay. Stop believing in limitations. Sell it as you build. Start without having everything done. Y'all are paying attention. I love this. Pre-sale. Start where you are. I don't have to sell a finished product. I can pre-sale. So good. Sell value, not time. That I'm overcomplicating this. Stop getting ready to launch. Yeah, just join. Just join. Just start. Let me tell you what I'm doing. If I'm me 10 years ago and 1 month ago, and I'm where I was that I have been, for most of my adult life, other than now, which is that time period is changing so well, so that's good. Um, I'm either figuring out how the heck to join. I know there are payment plans. There's payment plans you can either do on PayPal. If you go to that link, you can do it on PayPal or you can do it on Square. Both offer pay plans, so try them both if one doesn't work. I'm figuring that out. Or I'm selling something, I'm making something work. And if I truly can't put that money together, I'm going and I'm going to look at every video I can. I'm going to look at every piece. I'm going to go into Your First 5K that costs $50 a month. And I'm going to learn as much as I can there if I'm not already in it. The one thing I'm not going to do is make an excuse. Blanca says, I appreciate you mentioning the payment plans through Square and PayPal. Yep, we have payment plans. And here's the cool thing about the payment plans. I don't see if you do a payment plan. I don't see any of your information. It's on a third party. That third party pays me, and then we get to work. You and the third party handle the payments. So I would highly, highly recommend looking into that. And I know just from anecdotally from people telling me that many people use it. So it's a cool option. I use it like when I'm doing, I don't know, if it's low interest, I don't do like 18 months or 12 months because that's too much interest, but I'll do like a 3 to 6 month on like a big event play. Like if I want to go sit courtside and it's going to cost $6,000 and the interest isn't that high, I'll use it even though I can afford it because it gives me more upfront capital to work with. And then I'll make it a goal of mine to make it worth that before the second payment is due. Like make my money back in some way. Does that make sense? Like if I'm gonna sign up for somebody's coaching or something like that, and I decide to do a payment plan, I'm gonna make sure that I make that back before the second payment is due. If I pay up front because I don't like interest and I have it and we're just gonna go, then I'm making sure that I'm getting my return on investment as quickly as possible. I'm showing up. Where do you want me? I'm showing up. I'm listening. I'm following instruction. And we're off to the races. I'm taking what makes sense to me and I'm making it happen. That's what I'm doing. That's what I would highly recommend. Okay, what questions? Jojo says, does your book give your progression from San Francisco airport to getting further in life? I'm trying not to be a little snarky with that, but of course it does. If I had a book that was simply about me living at the airport that was 300 pages, I don't think it would do very well, unless you're like Tom Hanks and it's the movie. So of course it does. It's called Your First Million. I can't tell you how to make your first million if I stay in the airport, right? Try not to be a jerk, but the question is funny to me. Okay, Yvonne, that's what I'm doing. Okay, any questions? Katrina says, and also Jojo, thank you for asking. I don't want to embarrass you. I don't want to make fun of you. I appreciate the questions. I really, really do. But you like, yeah, haha, I get it. Okay. Katrina says, are the landing pages the most important in getting out of the information to clients the best ways to start this? No, landing pages are not the most important. In fact, right now in the sprint, as we speak, this week is about landing pages. And I not often, but I have told the story of how and why, and there's a text from this person right now that I have to read. I am paying $1,500 a month to somebody who I have never spoken to on a call. I've never gone to a landing page of theirs. They don't have one as far as I know. And I've only just paid them through DM. So I talk about that, inside of the sprint. Okay. Jennifer says, I'm new to the group and trying to master YouTube. What's the video that points to getting views and subscribers as quickly as possible? Jennifer, couple of ways you can find this information. One way is go to YouTube. It's the second largest search engine in the world. So you can type in my name and the word YouTube, and it'll bring up YouTube videos related to that. My videos and others. Another way is if you go to it'saboutdamntime.com, which is the name of my first book, it'saboutdamntime.com. It'll take you directly to my YouTube channel, and you can look at my playlists, and I have several videos about YouTube on a playlist. They're not the most up-to-date ones, so I would do the first option to find the more recent ones. Thanks for asking. Jill says that my videos are full of great info. I appreciate that. Any more questions? Who's joining the sprint? Let me know in the chat if you're joining the sprint or if you already have, so I can shout you out. I feel like we just got a new person to join. Shanice. Hey, Shanice. Is she in the building? Leave a chat. Leave a comment if you're here. Yeah. So Jennifer says, I'm going through your accelerator and it's just long. Okay. What does your bank account look like? I know I'm in a weird mood today, aren't I? What does your bank account look like? Is it where you want it to be? If it's not, do long. Do you think I got any of my stuff, anything that I have, like the easy way? No. No, there's no easy way. There's no easy way. Let's go. Also, Rachel was talking about how she gets kind of lost in her process of note taking. The sprint is really good for people who like to be told on a day-to-day basis what to do exactly. Not everything, right? But like a lot of times, and even to Jennifer's point of like the accelerator inside of your first 5K is just like several videos, right? This sprint, the premium version of it is very special because every single week I tell you exactly what we're working on and how, and then every single day I tell you what to do and I give you the tools to do them. So for people who are like, oh, it's like one more thing I'm going to sign up to, but I'm not going to do it. This gives you the best chance of actually doing it because you're being told day by day, do this now, copy these words, put this there, right? Ethline already joined the sprint. Yep, you have been amazing in there. Thank you so much for joining. Elise says, is there a step-by-step process to make money with school? Yes, there is. So you can either join Arlan's All Access, which if you go to my school account, you can find. If you go to arlansallaccess.com, you can get to. Or you can go to stan.store. So I'm going to put both of these here. arlansallaccess.com. This is how you find the step-by-step way to make money on school that I teach. Then there is Stan Store Arlan, and you can get my membership course. You can also look up my name and school, SKOOL, on YouTube. In my 5-hour course that is free, I teach about YouTube. It's not everything you need to know about. I'm sorry, I teach about school. It's not everything you need to know about school, but it is great, great, great. So it teaches you a few things at once. Let me put that in the chat too for anybody who's interested. Rachel says, thank you for championing us to overcome and shift the generational patterns. Your story is relatable and inspiring. Thank you so much. Thank you. Meg says, do you review our work? I do. Meg, I'm going to have you join or not join. Because Meg, you have been asking questions for 10 days. And this is the tough love I think you need. You need to join today or don't join because you're going to get too far behind. You're too on the fence. Join or don't. And I'm saying this with all the love. You join or you don't, because I think you're going to get too caught up on questioning yourself and second guessing. If you want things to change, you have to make a choice today. And whichever you choose, I support. Angie says, I want to sell a high value course with a set number of members. Should I wait until I have the number I want or move forward if the course isn't full? When you say, should I wait for what? Wait for the content that you're going to deliver? A cohort style? If you mean that, no, I would not wait until I have the right number. If you think about me, I'm taking up to 100 people inside of my sprint, and then we have something like 22. I'm not going to hold 22 people up who could be doing a lot of great work just because we're not at the number yet, because I know we will be at the number. So I'm going to move it, and it's going to get more valuable every single day. And then that'll help attract people to it. Meg is joining. Great. I'll see you in there, Meg. I believe in you. I believe in you. No pressure. You can do either way. I'll support it. Okay. Janine says, start with one person. Yes. Yes. Jill says, does a course end on December 31st? So it's not a course. It is a live cohort where we're doing a sprint. But it does end on day 0 is December 31st. Where's the link for the sprint? I'll post it one more time. No problem at all. Look in the chat right now. That question was asked by Elise. Katrina says, I want to join today. I need more capital. Check both of the payment options. See if it gives you a payment plan. You don't necessarily have to have great credit to get either of these because it's under $1,500, which is that break point for most of these third parties. So give it a try. Jovita says, I'll see you inside. Who's excited about this whole thing? Like doing your 1K offer. Who feels like their mindset shift has happened during this call? Just in the last 50 minutes alone. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I've talked to thousands, I've helped thousands, so I don't have to guess at what works. I know how to teach people how to do this. I have the results. People do it every single day. Just yesterday, I got a message the day before from somebody who said that they had one group call with me a year ago. Now they have 1,500 people in their membership, and they wanted to thank me. I didn't know that they were doing that. But it was because of what I said in that call that they figured it out, and then watching me. Yesterday, I also, and again, I don't mean this, I mean truly yesterday, I sent a message to someone who has a 9-figure company that I want to be part of, because I'm an investor as well. And in order to just kind of introduce myself on Instagram DM, I said to them, I just kind of described a few things. And I'm like, whoa, I have a $6 million venture fund. So a joint venture with Mark Cuban. Let me know in the comments if you did not know that. I have a $6 million joint venture with Mark Cuban. I've raised $30 million total, including that $6 million. As you saw earlier, I bought Janet's truck from auction. It was the centerpiece item in her auction, and was able to do that just a few years after being homeless. I've invested in more than 200 companies, and I've helped thousands of people make money online. So at this point, I don't need to try to convince anybody to do anything. Right? It's either, what coach do you want to help you through this, right? Lisa says, is the sprint aiming for 1K offer or more? It's not just 1K offer. It ranges from, I'd say you shouldn't sell anything for less than 50 during the sprint, depending on what your goals are. And it goes up, people have 10K offers, but it's usually going to be around 100 to 2,000 is where most people are landing right now. But you get to decide on that, and I help you with that pricing. Do you look over or help edit our offer outside of the sprint? No, I don't. I'm doing it inside of the sprint. Now I have an inner circle program where people pay me thousands of dollars a year, and they text me, and we meet up and stuff. So I'm helping them anytime they want. But I'm not doing it outside of those two. But what I do have is, if you go here, this is what's really cool, and you may have already used it, but you get a free custom GPT from me that would kind of, it's like talking to me, and it'll help you with your offer. So I just put the link to that to Stand Store. It's free though. So if you've never, if you're not going to join the sprint and you want to work with me anyway, but it's not me, but it's like you can talk to them, they're inexhaustible and free, then you can go to the GPT. Oh, thank you. Jalen says, I love you, Arlan. You're amazing. I love all that you do to help as you grow your business. I would love to know if you would ever come speak to our group of women in San Diego. Yes, Jalen, let me know how many people that would be. I live in LA, so we could definitely talk about it, the different options you have. Yeah, Angela says there's no losing with Arlan. Thank you, Angela. Like no matter what, even if you don't make money right away, I'm also trying to help everybody kind of get out, like to understand how valuable you are. In my first book, I talk about there's a whole section about becoming money. So you go from being homeless, having food insecurity, to generating millions of dollars and raising millions. How do you do that? Well, I knew that money attracts money because I'd heard it from so many successful people. And I said, okay, great. Money attracts money. I don't have money. How do I get money then? How do I attract it? You become it. I decided to become money. So that is like the essence of what I do. I should actually talk about that more, right? I should talk about that more on YouTube because that is what has changed my entire life is that understanding and that revelation. I can become money even if I don't have it. And especially if I don't have it, I should become it. Okay. Yvonne says, I definitely have a mind shift. I'm so much more confident in my offer and my price. Love that. Rachel says, I cannot join now, but will be applying these principles and keep tuning in when I can join. Right on. So awesome to see your star shine. Thank you. Do what you can with what you have and then do more. Go beyond what you have. Go beyond what you think you are, what people have told you. It's just the story of my life. If I listened to people, if I believed people, if I believed myself at certain points, would not have the ability to do what I do. Elise says, how often and what days do we meet? It's not a set number of days. Every single day I post, and I also give you resources inside of the classroom, like a video to watch or something to go in, a template to go copy. And then we've been having about 2 to 3 calls per week so far, but it's very much so what is needed rather than some sort of like stringent plan. So everybody's really enjoyed it, the pace of it. They don't feel like they're overwhelmed. I'm doing a pulse check. It's a little bit of, when you jump in, you have catch up a little bit, but because we're doing this by weeks, you know exactly what you're supposed to do. Lisa says that my custom GPT is freaking amazing. Thank you. So there's Jill. Jill says she uses it almost every day. I'm telling y'all, more than 1,000 people use that particular custom GPT of mine every week. Yvonne does too. Thank you, Jojo, for seeing my video this morning. Sam says I use it, and sometimes it feels like I strategize with you. Yep, it does feel like that. Okay, who else is joining? Let me know so I can be looking out for you. Meg joined. Meg was on day 1 of this, September 22nd. Meg was asking me, should she join? And she's been in every one of these calls, inside of the memberships. She knows she should give it a try. And I'm so proud of her for joining. Let's make it work. Let's spend the next 13 weeks together making this work. Candida says you always learn something from Arlan. Appreciate that. Woo. Jalen says, is there a recording available for today? I have a few people I'd love to share this with. I am going to be sending an email with the replay to anyone who registered and anyone who was here. And so you can forward that to them. Will I offer this again at a later date? I don't know. I'm focused on this current sprint, and we are just a few days in. So I'm very much so focused on this sprint. You can join as long as we don't have 100 people yet. Yvonne says, I'm backed up on my rent, but the first 1K I get, I'm investing in this. I'll make it back in 30 days. Yep. True that. I've been there. Rent, rent, rent. Been there, been there, been there. Elise says, I can barely afford it. Don't you want to change those circumstances? I do. I want to change my circumstances. You have to invest in yourself. You have to invest in, even if you don't invest money, you have to invest time. If you have more time than money, then you need to invest that time to make more money. And if you have more money than time, you can invest your money to get back your time, to add to it. Yeah, Jalen is doing a very, very specific sales method, which is true though. It's not how can you afford it, is could you afford not to, right? So that's something I teach, but it's, it's true. I don't want to pressure anybody. Like most people that I know in the education space try to do a guilt trip. They try to say, go get a double mortgage and da, da, da. Don't have to do all that for me. Do it for yourself. Do whatever you need to do for yourself. What I can tell you is that inside the sprint, you're getting there faster. You're getting there with more clear deliverables. You know exactly what's happening, and you're going to reach your goals. There are 600 or so videos of mine on YouTube from one channel alone. That's not all of my channels. That will help you for free. My custom GPT will help you for free. My low cost memberships will help you immensely. Like if you're not going to go into the sprint because you're not because you're scared, don't skip it because you're scared, skip it because you don't have the money. Then you definitely want to check out this $50 school that's called Your First 5K. 2,000 people are in it every day. People are making money. It's really, really awesome. If you are going to join the sprint, I'll see you tomorrow for our next call. Like if you're in the sprint, we're going to have a call tomorrow. It'll be our fifth call since starting 10 days ago. And we'll be talking about the sales page. It's a sales page clarity call. So we'll be talking about that. I'll show you this sneak peek of inside of it. I'm only going to show you this. What? I'm only going to just show you a true sneak peek. So it's not going to be, a ton. But let me tell you, this is powerful. It's going to look sparse, but this is powerful. This is what we're doing. Like this is like the blueprint. And I'm in there every day with you. Aviva says, I don't have the money for the sprint, but I will do the 50-day school. It's not even 50 a month. It's 50 for the whole year. So when you join it, you're in. Yvonne says, I have invested tens of thousands of dollars in coaching, but Arlan, you want to see us succeed. I appreciate and pray that blessings on everything that you touch. Thank you. Jill says, school is affordable. Yep. Janine says we would have rent parties back in the day and sell dinners and make rent. I have done that. You love the mood I'm in today? Yeah, it's like I'm excited, but I'm also a little bit like we can't have excuses today. We can't have excuses. Cherie, keep trying. Maybe talk to your bank before you do any more charges so you don't mess anything up for yourself. But don't desperately want to be in my group. Nobody should feel you should as my water brand that I own says, be hungry, not thirsty. Hungry, not thirsty. Y'all feel me? All right, everybody. Tell me your biggest takeaway. Here's another thing I want you to do. Go talk to a friend. Tell them to join your first 5K, watch my videos. Tell them something you learned today. And the biggest thing you can do for me, and it's not about me, but if you want to do something for me, the biggest thing you can do for me and for yourself is to implement what you learned today. Don't just get excited about it. Don't just get inspired by it. Go do something about it. Go do something. Go out into the world, make the world a better place. Do something with it. Oh, also, if you're in your first 5K or you join, you make 50% affiliate dollars. So join if you join it and then get your affiliate link, and there's even an affiliate course inside of it to teach you how if you want, you'll make $25 per person you bring on. And some people are making like hundreds of dollars a month doing that. I think there's going to be somebody who figures it out like, this is my offer. Like, this is my offer. I'm going to do YouTube content about this. I'm going to do Instagram posts and shorts, and I'm going to get people to join your first 5K, maybe 100 every month or something, 200 every month, and that's going to pay my rent. That's going to be replace my salary. If you could get, let's see, if you could get 10 people a day to join a $50 a year thing that just helps you make $5,000, which isn't hard to do. If you can do that over the next few months, you could actually replace your salary. Yeah, there's an affiliate program in Arlan's All Access too, 100%. Yep. I think it is 50%. So you make $300 per year for the person who signs up for a year. Yep. Yeah. I really do think that, and I say that in my course. So inside of Arlen's All Access, inside of your first 5K, and Arlen's All Access is kind of the graduate program from your first 5K. But inside of your Arlen's All Access and your first 5K in the affiliate course, I talk about how, and usually in an affiliate program, there are like one or two people who just go crazy and they're making like thousands of dollars. Like we interviewed this guy named Max, and he's made $2 or $3 million on school in the last couple of years, but he also makes 50,000 a month from just being an affiliate of two companies, School and Go High Level. $50,000 a month from being an affiliate. He makes YouTube videos and content about the other person's offer, and he sends them people to his affiliate link. So he doesn't have to worry about delivering the offer or creating it. He just worries about, okay, what can I talk about this week that's about this thing? Lola says, I just got $300 this past month from being an Arlen's All Access affiliate. So don't sleep on that. Yeah. Get it, Nikki. Get it, Angela. Get it, Meg. Get it, JoJo, Yvonne, Jennifer. I'm going to go now. I'm going to have lunch. I'm going to go, get ready for my 1 o'clock call and take all this in. I appreciate everybody. Have fun with it, okay? Have fun with it. Hungry, not thirsty. If you are a yacht water investor, you will have a Q3 report in the next few days, and we have an incredible announcement to make. You cannot invest in yacht water right now, but if you are already an investor, we have an incredible announcement to make. So stay tuned.